Hey, how's it going, friends? Thank you for tuning in to VR Revelations. So it looks like the Russians are getting ready to pretty much take complete control of the city of Soledar, according to reports here. It seems that a lot of the Ukrainian soldiers have had to back away from the battle and into these mines, or this system of mines that is very extensive and very well fortified, that are found in the city of Soledar here. And so it looks like some Russians generals are pretty much coming up with the idea to block the entrances to these mines with cement. They're saying, hey, if the Ukrainians are going to flee into the mines, why go in there and fight them? Let's just seal the entrances and pretty much wait till they surrender, and move forward. No need to waste time with, fighting in these tunnels. So let's go ahead and take a look and see where the city is located here, of course, since, we're not familiar with all these cities in Ukraine, or at least I'm not. So here we have it. Here is Soledar, as you can see. As a matter of fact, it's very well known for these mines, so you see a lot of pictures of these mines here. But yeah, we have Bakhmut here. We know that all of this is controlled by Russia. But here we go. Here we have the mines here, guys, and this is where the Ukrainian soldiers are pretty much hiding now. And yeah, again, the Russian generals are getting the idea to block the entrances until they surrender. But yeah, according to reports, they've made, quite the push and gained a lot of territory here, in the last couple of days. Of course, the Russians are celebrating Christmas right now. Putin initially called for a ceasefire. The Ukrainians said that it was nonsense, that it was a lie, and it was just to cover up their intentions of regrouping. So really, the fighting has continued here. But yeah, you can see the salt mines here. And again, you can see the pictures of these tunnels. They are massive, massive indeed. Again, let's go ahead and take a look at the live view A map here. Of course, this is all very pro-Ukrainian here. I don't think they've even reported on this on the map yet. But yeah, this is what Russia has controlled here, and we can see Bakhmut right here. But if we zoom in, we'll be able to take a look at Soledar, which is going to be found right here in this area. So it's a very strategic area for the Ukrainians, or at least it was, because again, seems that it is now under the control of the Russians. But yeah, let's take a look at some of these pictures, guys. These mines are massive here, and according to reports, the Ukrainians have anticipated in all of this in years prior, so they've reinforced, these mines with cover here. So again, it would be very dangerous for the Russians to, go into these mines, which I'm sure they don't know very well, and, they could potentially lose a lot of soldiers. Wow, it looks like they even have, some sort of, religious pictures up here of Jesus and stuff. So, yeah, these things are, I would definitely not want to go in there and fight. So, pretty interesting there that, the Russians are thinking of just sealing the entrances, which it looks like they've already done that. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the report here. So this is coming from War News 24/7. Again, pro-Ukrainian news sources have confirmed this also. So it says here, Soledar and for Kyiv. The collapse of the Ukrainian defenses in Soledar is complete and irreversible, as the first evidence shows. Wagner forces, which is this group of mercenaries, of Russian mercenaries, control the entire central sector of the city, with the Ukrainians displaced to the northern suburbs. Videos, quite harsh, available to War News 24/7, show Ukrainian forces surrendering en masse to the Russian army. So it looks like a lot of them have actually chosen to surrender instead of entering the mines. The losses are very serious for the Ukrainian army. Unfortunately for Kyiv and the Ukrainian administration, Soledar is over. The battle was lost. No one understood why, while the Russians offered a 36-hour ceasefire, the Ukrainian command did not accept it to save hundreds of soldiers and take them out of the city. Huge mistake. Probably the Russians knew what was going to happen and gave them a lifeline, but they didn't take advantage of it. Today, Russian and Allied forces drove a distance of 2.5 kilometers into Soledar, starting from the Dekonskaya railway station to the first entrances of the salt mines. Russian military sources estimate that Soledar will be fully cleared within a week. And again, they're probably going to seal the mines for whatever soldiers are planning to continue the fighting in there. So that's sort of going to backfire on them. And eventually they're going to run out of resources. So they will have to come out of the mines and surrender. And Bakhmut will fall within the month. Again, the Ukrainians are getting ready to receive some armored vehicles, infantry vehicles, anti-missile systems here. It's going to take a couple of weeks to train the soldiers in order to use these things, but they are receiving help from France, I believe, and Germany. So, these Western countries, or rather the countries that support Ukraine, continue to provide it with weapons. So it's going to slow the advance of the Russians. But again, that's just going to lead to the Russians becoming more aggressive and using, better technologies such as their Zircon missiles, which they now deployed, which can fly at like Mach 20 and are pretty much, indefensible. So things are definitely going to escalate here, and we're all expecting a large offensive here as the ground continues to solidify, by the winter. So, Russian officials are recommending to the administration that the entrances and exits to the mines be sealed with cement and guarded on a 24-hour basis by drones and soldiers until the trapped Ukrainian forces surrender, which was also done in Azovstal, so that precious time would not be wasted in pointless battles. So they've already done this before. Again, maybe these Ukrainians they realize this, so eventually they know they'll have to surrender. But, maybe they're thinking they can draw the Russian forces into there, but I don't think it's going to happen. Soledar is a strategically important city. It has an underground fortress, as we took a look there at the pictures. The mines of the Artemzul enterprise. This factory has 5 mines which are connected by tunnels, railways, and roads. The mines reach a depth of 280 meters, and in some places the width of the passages reaches 17 meters. After the start of the war in 2014, the units of the armed forces of Ukraine modernized the underground communication system. They turned the mines into a real fortress. They equipped warehouses, barracks, and even platforms for equipment. In addition, they trapped the streets with explosives and mines. At the same time, the depth and branching of the mines practically does not allow their destruction from the surface. So again, looks like they really fortified these mines, but they didn't think that, the enemy could just seal the entrances, and unless there's some sort of secret escape from the mines, they're going to have to come out eventually. So it doesn't matter how reinforced the mines are there. So, that plan sort of backfired. It looks like we do have some video, coming out of Twitter here from Wagner forces in Soledar. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
ЧВК «Вагнер» ведет бой за город Солидар. Противник отчаянно пытается нас сдержать, но мы продвигаемся. Но говорить, что город наш, еще рано.
So you can see there, it looks like it's definitely been bombed there. Well, we can actually hear artillery still dropping. Of course, probably ahead of where these units are. Again, these things are very precise, and the Russians are very good with their artillery. Alright, okay, well, let's keep going here. We have some more footage here. The situation is very difficult. The city has fallen very fast. We have to escape alive. Ukraine soldier in Soledar. So it looks like this is the Ukraine soldier here as they retreat. Looks like it's nighttime, so again, some of these videos, it's not really much to look at in the night, the quality of the videos and stuff, so...
Вот такая вот штучка. В жопу, бля. Выхода. Куда летить, що летить? Понятно. Ой-ой-ой.
You can hear the soldier there. You don't have to speak Ukrainian to understand that expression. Ay, 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 right? Oh, man. Terrible, guys. War is terrible indeed. So, yeah, Russians advance across the front. Again, it gets into naming the cities where the Russians have launched offensives here during the day. You can go ahead and read that yourself, guys. There's a lot of cities there which, I really can't pronounce. Gets quite difficult. So we have more video here. Chechen off-mat forces in Soledar. Again, when we see these videos of active firefights like this is the front lines, guys. This is where the Ukrainians right now, are meeting head-to-head. They're at least the ground troops with the Russians here, and this seems to be in Soledar according to the title there. So. What just came to mind, guys, think about how incredible this is, right? We're right there in the front lines, and, in our day and age, these aren't even reporters, right? Like you'd see in movies like in the Vietnam War and stuff. These are the actual soldiers, because it's so easy now with cell phones and everything to record the evidence and of what is taking place. We're able to literally be there in the front lines in these conflicts. Pretty incredible and pretty terrible at the same time. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue. You can see they're using AK-47s or at least a version of the weapon there.
Ахмат, сила! Слава России! Победа будет за нами!
That was definitely an RPG there, guys, and looks like this is the aftermath of the battle here. I do believe there are some bodies. They don't show, like, faces or blood, so just keep that in mind. It is bodies in the midst of the rubble. These are Ukrainian soldiers, so, yeah.
Под ним? Ну, где-то под этим жмуриком. Просто приглянуться хорошо. Трофеи. Вот еще трофей. Трофейчик.
Looks like they're actually gathering the equipment there lost by the Ukrainian soldiers.
Вот сейчас здесь покажу. Вот еще укроп здесь лежит. Вот так вот бросает всех и выкидывает на произвол судьбы.
Пролетело далеко. Вот американские гранаты. Укроп.
Pretty, saddening and terrible footage there, guys. It doesn't matter whether you agree with the ideology of either side or, what you say, these men just laying there dead. It's always a, pitiful sight to see. Obviously, they have families, their fathers, sons, and, it's always terrible, guys. War is, it's a terrible thing. So... Again, more reports of Russian strikes there. Let's keep going here. The Wagner Group, of course, is involved there. Russian mercenaries. Okay, so it looks like we have a graph here of the salt mines. You can see here it's all in Russian, but we can see this is the mine system where the Ukrainian soldiers fled into. You can see the apparent directions here where the Russian forces are attacking from. So it looks like there's... 4 entrances here marked, and again the idea is here that they want to seal these entrances with cement until the Ukrainians pretty much surrender, and then I guess at that time they would open them back up and take them as prisoners. Looks like we have more pictures. Again, these systems are massive, so you can see here why I don't think it'd be a smart decision for the Russians to go into these mines to continue the fighting. But yeah, there you have it, guys. It looks like Russia pretty much has taken control of Soledar here. This is it's a pretty important victory. Again, every battle is important here. We're talking about men's lives here. And the Ukrainians are about to receive some support, some vehicles from France, Germany, the United States. Again, these nations aren't sending their best equipment. The reason is they don't want to escalate things, but if you're saying Ukraine is invaded, how much more can you escalate this, right? Unless you're scared that Russia is going to use their nukes. Well, if you know that Ukraine is will only have a chance if they have the best weapons right now available to them, and you're unwilling to give it to them, then you're pretty much... sort of insinuating that at some point the Russians are going to overwhelm the Ukrainians because they have better weapon systems. And if you're not willing to give those better weapon systems to Ukraine, then what are you doing? You're just slowing the inevitable defeat down. But again, I don't think these nations want to send their best tanks, their most advanced tanks. One, because it would escalate things and Russia could use small tactical bombs or nuclear weapons. Also, they want to save those weapons for their country, right? Of course, they're going to prioritize. It doesn't matter how much they support Ukraine here. They're going to prioritize their country, and eventually they know they'll have to get in there and fight if they do go all in. And so... that's another reason why they don't actually want to send their best weapons. And again, if you're Ukraine and you're the soldiers, you're sort of going, hey guys, you're supporting us, with your speeches and your words, but we need the better weapons. We need the most advanced American tanks. We need the most advanced fighter jets. Like the Russians have them, you guys have them, but you're not supplying it. So what's going on here, right? But again, that's where I think that the Western powers are not willing to go all in for Ukraine. They're not willing to push all of the chips to the center of the table. But I think they're trying to prolong this war as much as possible in order to inflict the most damage or deplete the Russian soldiers as much as they can for a future larger conflict. So again, I think there is a big offensive coming here. And I think all these are signs here that, the Russians are getting ready to make a big push. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you for tuning in. The truth is stranger than fiction. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.